Is November the 14th, 2020. It is a significant day because our understanding of Barbadians is that today marks the last day that a statue of Lord Nelson, a symbol of the early inhabitants, that, as the former Prime Minister and father of our country would have said, is one of the individuals that did not find Barbados, they invaded Barbados, and so they killed Christopher Columbus. And the late Errol Barrow was very firm in his clear understanding that he would never be a satellite of any other entity once we had gained the independence from the motherland, from England, and from the British Empire. Now, it is significant because that early setup on these lands in Barbados meant that the conservative elements in the society at large were able to control who got what, when they got it, how much they got, etc., so that they could, up until this day, so many years later, dominate the well-being of Barbadian people of all walks of life. Now, I am of the Tudor family in Barbados, many years before. And there was one Tudor born here in Barbados 163 years before me. On my birthday, I carry the same name as Joseph Tudor. So the Tudors have been implanted here. And part of our legacy is that we were part of the conservative group, the Tudors. And they established wealth, like all of the other invaders who came from Europe. And they were part of the conservative diaspora that started to decide that they're going to claim this land, that land, and they claimed all over Barbados, all kinds of lands. Now, today though, we have come to a point where that symbol of every time we go into Bridgetown or every time we walk around, we have to come face to face with a symbol that has not been to our advantage of a mass group of people in this country. Right? Now, in my family tree, which I lecture, my great-grandmother was a woman who did not carry a surname like many Barbadians. And she wore the title of FBW because she was a freed black woman. And she was married to a Joseph Tudor in 1928. And what is symbolic about all of that is that she brought a culture. She was one of the women of the period just after emancipation that brought a culture to demonstrate that we are all one people. We ain't white, we ain't black, we're not brown, we're not anything other than children of God. And this is something now that we have to come to a realization in this, that just as God wanted to have his children, his chosen people, along with all of us who are the Gentiles under the bloodline of Abraham, God wanted us to be beneficiaries of wherever he placed us. And Barbados is a godsend because of the environment, because of the sea, the beauty of the people, the peacefulness of the people. But this is our land. This is our land. And my very, very powerful mentor, the Right Excellent Errol Barrow, I had the opportunity in his latter days to drive him along. And we had personal chats. And I remember saying to him one day, you know, Uncle Errol, as he was to me, you know that you will be a hero in Barbados, and we are going to have to put a statue of you in Bridgetown. He was very offended when I told him that. He said, Joseph, you are a young man with a great future, but don't dare tell me that they're going to put any statue of me in Bridgetown. Not with that. I will not use all of the language because he always spoke eloquently. But please, never, if you are alive, allow anybody to suggest that I am anywhere near Lord Nelson. He said, I personally don't want a statue for myself, and he has no right being here because he's loitering on the premises and on the well-being of Barbadian people. And that's why so many people in Barbados respected the Right Excellent Errol Walton Barrow, because he meant what he said. And that is why today, the Democratic Labour Party has played a major role under him and under his attitude and how he managed Barbados to make sure that equality came to more people than just a few. And I'm not getting into the political divide because I want to pay a special compliment to the present Prime Minister, Mia Motley, because it is Mia that has come after 7 male Prime Ministers that has had the courage to make a decision to remove Lord Nelson from Broad Street. I compliment her. And she, like everybody else that has led with good reason, understand that she too has a responsibility to share in what we have to benefit from in the years to come. So we are at a point today that tomorrow is a new beginning. Tomorrow is a new beginning. It will be the 15th of November. And tomorrow, we have to give Jack the jacket. We have done well as a country. And may God take Lord Nelson to a place where he is part of history, because we cannot hide history. The difficulty is that we have to use history to understand that it is not the same yesterday as it will be tomorrow. We have come to govern ourselves with the will of God. There's a lot of desire for people to have their own will, but we have to be fair. And you know, I've been in church this morning, and the message is very clear. Love one another, learn to uplift each other, and that's what we have to do. We have to stop the putting down of fellow Barbadians, dealing with racism, dealing with anything that is not appropriate and is not righteous in the sight of God. So this is a special day for us. I knew that there was a reason why God would have kept me on earth, because there were things that I have not said that I need to say, and at least I can record this, and it doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm satisfying God that I have spoken, as He has guided me to say that we now have to change direction today. Let us forget all of the cross-talk, this talk, for or against. History will record that today it is about us as Barbadians now being the beneficiaries of what God wanted for all of us. So in economic terms, any blessings that are now available to us have to be managed in a way that every single Barbadian home is able to be looked after. This is no fantasy of anybody. It is all right. And it is all right to collect our blessings now. And whatever we can do, not only me or anybody else, but whatever we can do, we have to do. Understanding that God will give us favor once we are obedient and righteous to God. So I welcome all of you to join and support the effort of our Prime Minister to now rectify these emblems or these symbols. And God has warned us not to worship them. Not at all. They made their case. They carried out exactly what they wanted to do. Nobody gave them the right to manage everybody else and come and claim lands where they found it. Nobody gave them that right. They did it. We worked as slaves under them. We were beaten, shackled, or whatever. Some was killed. But the point is, today is a different day, and tomorrow is a different day. And whether we jump and shout at carnival or whatever, tomorrow is a day for us to celebrate. And I have been waiting on this day for a very long time, because I have kept a lot inside in terms of my private conversations with Right Excellent Walter Barrow. But I know his heart. And I know the people will always remember him, because he meant well. And I am endorsing the present Prime Minister because God has given her the energy to do what is fair and right for the people of Barbados. So I ask God to bless all of you and to keep you in Jesus' name in the best of spirits forever and ever once we make our move today. Thank you, and God bless you. In Jesus' name.